When I moved into a nursing home at 80, I thought I was simply changing homes. But I wasn't. I had entered a completely different world. After living here for a year, I realized that what makes aging scary isn't illness. It isn't loneliness either. It's something quieter, more subtle, something that makes us grow old faster than we expect. And I almost fell into that trap. But fortunately, over the past year, I've come to see that aging is full of surprises, some uplifting, some difficult. What matters most is how we adapt and face them. In this video, I'll share 7 lessons I've learned during 1 year in a nursing home. No preaching, no theory, just truths gathered from daily life, observation, and personal experience. If you or someone you love is entering their 70s, or 80s, I hope this video opens a new door for you. And please stay until the end, because the final lesson had the most powerful impact on me, and it might just change how you live the rest of your life. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment or share the video, because sometimes a single story can help someone live their later years with more meaning. Lesson 1. Loneliness is a choice, not a sentence. I used to think that loneliness was inevitable after 80. My spouse had passed, my kids were busy, and many of my friends were either gone or far away. I believed that growing old meant quietly accepting isolation. Then, one Tuesday morning, I met Margaret in the hallway. She was around 85, petite, with no family visiting regularly. But she always smiled. She knocked on others' doors, shared stories, asked questions. At every meal, she chose a different table so she could talk to new faces. I once asked her, "How do you stay so cheerful?" She smiled and said, "I don't wait for joy to knock on my door. I go out and look for it." That changed me. I started opening my door more often, sitting at card games even if I didn't remember the rules, saying hello to strangers, even with my shaky voice. And something incredible happened. I stopped feeling lonely. I realized that loneliness doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from choice. If you're feeling empty after 60 or 70, ask yourself, am I waiting for others to come to me? Or am I reaching out to them? You're never too old to connect, but you have to take the first step. If this speaks to you, leave a comment. I still choose to reach out, because truly, you still have so much to live for. Lesson 2. Independence fades quickly if you give in. During my first week here, everyone offered help. "Can I bring you coffee, sir? Let me help you with your shirt. Take the wheelchair, no need to walk." And I nearly said yes. After all, who doesn't want to be taken care of? But then I saw Richard, once strong and agile when I arrived. Within a few months, he could no longer stand up on his own. It started small, letting others bring his drink, help with his shoes. And soon, he needed help just to get out of a chair. That scared me. So I made a rule for myself early on. If I can still do it, I will. Even if my hands shake, even if it's slow, even if no one's watching. I pour my own coffee, dress myself, walk to the dining room each morning, not to prove anything, but to hold on to every bit of independence I still have. If you're in your 70s and can still do basic tasks, don't give them up too soon. Because once you get used to someone doing it for you, you may forget how to do it yourself. What do you think about this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Lesson 3. Health declines when routine disappears. When I first got here, I thought, I'm in the final stretch. Might as well let things happen naturally. So I slept late, skipped meals, stayed in bed, no structure, no goals. After 2 weeks, I felt foggy, disconnected. I wasn't living, I was just existing. Then I met George, an 88-year-old man who lived upstairs. Every morning, he woke up early, dressed neatly, read the paper, walked the hallway, and drank coffee at the same time. I asked him, "Don't you ever get tired of the same routine?" He smiled and said, "I'm used to it. Having a routine reminds me I still have a reason to open my eyes each morning." So I gave it a try, waking up on schedule, walking, planning reading time. And within a few days, I felt clearer, ate better, and regained my focus. I learned, when you lose your reason to get up, you slowly lose your will to keep going. If you're retired and no longer bound by time, create your own rhythm. Not just to stay busy, but to stay connected to yourself. If this resonates with you, please share this video with a friend or loved one. Lesson 4. Your attitude shapes your experience of aging. I used to believe that those who were still healthy and sharp in the nursing home were the happiest. But I was wrong. I've seen people who could walk, think clearly, and had no major health issues, yet they were constantly bitter, always complaining. And I've also seen people in wheelchairs, stiff with arthritis, who smiled every morning like life was still a gift. One of them was Eleanor, who lives across from me. She has severe arthritis and needs help moving around, but every morning she greets me with a playful joke. She checks in on others, shares little stories, always a kind word. One day I asked her, "Don't you feel pain?" She replied, "Of course I do. But I choose to focus on what's still good." That stayed with me, so I began to shift my focus. Instead of thinking about what I've lost, I started noticing what I still have. I can still hear the birds outside. I can still taste my morning coffee. I still have someone to sit with at lunch and share a conversation. I realized happiness doesn't come from our situation. It comes from how we choose to see it. If you often find yourself complaining, try changing your lens. The joy might not be gone. You may have just stopped looking for it. If this lesson speaks to you, leave a comment. I choose to see the good, because attitude is the one thing we can always choose. Lesson 5. Family visits may fade, but friendship keeps you going. When I first moved in, I looked forward to weekends the most. That was when my son usually visited. But over time, his job got busier. The weather didn't cooperate. Schedules clashed. Sometimes 3 weeks went by without seeing him. The longer I waited, the more disappointed I felt. I don't blame him. I know he loves me, but he also has his own life. Then I noticed something. The ones who sat around waiting for phone calls or visits were often the most downcast. But those who made friends here, who joined little clubs or simply chatted in the hallway, those were the ones who stayed cheerful. So I made a change. I invited Joe to lunch, played dominoes with a group downstairs. Soon, I had a new kind of family. Not by blood, but by presence. They were with me every day, sharing meals, stories, and laughter. I learned love doesn't only come from family. It comes from the people who are truly present in your life. If you've ever felt forgotten by family, I understand. But don't let that shut your heart. Have you felt this too? Let me know in the comments. Together, we can build something meaningful. whether at home or in a place like this. Lesson 6. Memories are beautiful, but don't let them blur the present. One strange part of aging is that the old memories become clearer, while what happened yesterday slips away like smoke. I still remember the bell jingling at the old milk shop, my mom calling me in for dinner, the smell of soap on my dad's shirt when he hugged me goodnight. These memories never left me. But sometimes, I can't even recall what I ate for dinner last night, or who I spoke to. Here, I see many people stuck in the past, like Frank, who tells the same stories from his youth, down to the hour and detail. But he never joins activities, never asks about current life. It's like he already decided his story ended. Then there's Helen, 84 years old. She loves reminiscing too. But she stays curious, signs up for art classes. Every morning she asks me, "Isn't today a beautiful day?" One time she said something I'll never forget. "I have more yesterdays than tomorrows, but today still matters." That hit me. Nostalgia is a gift, but if we live there too long, we miss the gift of now. Do you have a favorite memory that always makes you smile? Share it in the comments, because sometimes one little story can help someone else let go of the past they're stuck in. Lesson 7. The smallest things can bring the greatest joy. After a year in the nursing home, I no longer crave big trips or loud parties. Now I look forward to a warm cup of tea in the morning, a familiar tune playing softly from the radio, or sunlight shining through the window just as I open my book. I met a man named Harold, 82 years old. He keeps a jar of butterscotch candies in his drawer. Every guest gets one. People smile every time, not because of the candy, but because someone thought to offer them something sweet. I've learned what makes a day worth living is often something tiny, but real. Now I pay more attention to the details. The breeze sneaking through the hallway, a good morning from a nurse, even brewing my own coffee, just the way I like it. If you're waiting for something big to feel joy, pause for a second. Happiness doesn't arrive in a truck. Sometimes it comes in a teaspoon. What's one small thing that brings you joy each day? Share it in the comments. A habit, a snack, a moment. You never know. Your joy might inspire someone to smile again. Closing thoughts. After a year in the nursing home, I've realized growing old isn't the end. It's a brand new chapter, and how we write it depends on the small choices we make each day. I no longer have youth. Some people I loved are no longer here. But I still have agency, I still have perspective, and I still have countless little joys I once overlooked. If you're entering your 60s or 70s, I hope these 7 lessons help you see aging not as something to fear, but as something to embrace. If something in this video made you pause, reflect, or smile, leave a comment. I read them all and I cherish every one. And if you'd like to walk this journey with me, not just in this video, but through all the quiet, meaningful moments to come, hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's age slowly, meaningfully, and together.